Hello YouTube, it is me, Raina, and I am back. Sorry for the late video. This week has been busy for me, but I am back to tell you my thoughts on The Last of Us Episode 8. So we are at the winter part of the story, and boy, did they knock this out of the park. It was just as creepy as just really creepy as it was in the game. And of course, if you did not realize, yes, that was Troy Baker as quote unquote buddy boy. I knew he'll be in this episode, and of course, Ellie killed him. So that was really a sight to see. But overall, Bella Ramsey, oh my God, Bella Ramsey. She did a home run this episode, especially towards the end. I felt her fear. I felt her anguish, and like, oh my God, I felt the panic. Like just her screams just really sent chills through my body. And I was like, oh my God, and when she was finally able to get an advantage over David and just kept slash. I was like, do it again. I just love that part. It's one of my favorite parts in the first game also because it's really the time we really get to see Ellie at her most raw, but also considering what that action would have been if that didn't happen is horrible. And to do that really shows like, no, I'm going to take control of the situation. And I just love that moment. It's a very hard moment to watch, but to see Ellie come over that and really just slash David's face, I get satisfied. I get satisfied every single time I see that scene in the game. So great job on that. I love how they formatted this. It was kind of, the angles throughout this episode did remind me of the game, of how they've angled things. I mean, it's been like that through this whole entire season, but specifically this episode, they did a really great job of mapping out this town, David and, Ellie, where she's at, where Joel is at. And, I really love that. And of course, the Joel torture scene as it was in the game, except he broke the guy's neck, but it still played out the same way. And I really love that. It showed his dedication to get Ellie. And the main difference in this episode is how David is characterized. Now, basically everything he does is the same, except we actually get to see David's people. And see, in the game, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed by Neil Druckmann, the original director of the game, if David really did have people he was looking after, because we never saw them in the game. But in this TV show, we actually do see them. And they characterize David as this preacher, and that's what's different in how he, basically saw himself in this very narcissistic, all up in his head type of second coming of something. It was very creepy and just, it was horrible. And the way that actor played it made it so believable. Like, he wasn't overdoing it. He wasn't overselling it. Like, he actually believed in what he was saying. And you're like, oh my God, this guy is really deranged. And so, yeah, that it was creepy and it was icky. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, what else is there to say other than praising it? This may be another episode that I would submit for the Emmys. For Bella, I would submit the first episode. Not the first, I'm sorry. The first episode mainly for Pedro. The third episode for Nick and the other guy who played Bill and Frank. I would submit last week's episode, the one with Riley left behind, and this one. Because I think it really shows the strength. I mean, all these episodes have been great, but these particular parts in the show and in the game, in my opinion, really shows the strength of this series and why it's been so popular for 10 years now. It's, this year's the 10th year anniversary of this game, and it's still relevant and it's still popular and still has fans. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video for the season finale. Goodbye.